All right, everybody. This drama is interesting. Now, I assume I don't need to give much introduction to the content creator that is the main focus of all of this, but I will anyway because that's what YouTubers are supposed to do, and it feels wrong if I don't. Like, it actually does. Pokimane. One of, if not the largest female streamers on all of Twitch. One of the largest female content creators in all of YouTube. I have mixed opinions on her, to say the least. For those that don't know, she mostly does gaming content, fair amount of IRL content. She's a cute girl. She seems like she's smart and stuff. I don't really watch her content. A lot of people enjoy her stuff. She's got a big fan base. But she's also fairly maligned online. A lot of people do not like her fans. Not because her fan base has a bad reputation or anything. For the size of her fan base, there isn't actually any negative reputation I've heard around her fans, other than the claim that they're simps, right? Like the whole, like, you're a tier 3 sub or whatever thing. But overall, there's not really much that I have seen that bothers me about her as a content creator. The issue is, Pokimane has a problem when it comes to dealing with criticism. And we're going to get into that a little more in a moment, but I want to give you guys a little background that I think is important for establishing that this is a pattern. So, Pokimane has had a fair amount of drama in the past, and if I'm going to be completely honest with you, and I know I'll get a lot of hate for saying this, most of the drama is because she's a woman, okay? The vast majority of things that Pokimane has gotten shit for or canceled for are things that a man could get away with very easily. No one would bat an eye. It wouldn't be a thing. But because she is a woman and has so much attention, it becomes discourse. Like, a lot of drama that happens around her is just that, right? That is just very cut and dry, straightforward. That is what it is, right? However, there have actually been some decently valid criticisms of Pokimane over the years and dramas that have popped up around her. The problem is it always tends to be because of something she did in response to invalid criticism. The first example that comes to mind, now granted I'm not super tapped into all of this, the first example that comes to mind is when she copyright claimed or copyright striked Boblax. Now, whether or not you like Boblax, I know many of you guys don't like Boblax. He'd made a video responding or covering Pokimane, and she DMCA'd him. And it was like straight up just fair use. It was a false DMCA. And her story on why it happened was like very back and forth. She eventually apologized, but then insulted. It was very, very poorly handled. And, granted, Boblax was shitting on her for, you know, very bad reasons initially in the video, but her DMCA was false, and I don't like that kind of stuff. You objectively can't defend that type of behavior. False DMCAs on the platform. And to be fair, a lot of drama that she's faced is stuff like what happened with Keemstar, where Keemstar just, like, randomly tweeted Pokimane is a 2 out of 10, like, in regards to appearance, and that was, like, the entire internet started, like, spamming 2 out of 10 in her replies, and, like, if she replied to it in an angry or upset way, then people would shit on her for it. She has gotten a lot of unwarranted hate. That is just objectively the case. However, she's also gotten some warranted hate. You know what I also remember? There was this massive saga of drama I remember covering back in, like, 2020, where between her and there was a guy in OTK, or not OTK, that's Asmongold's thing, in Offline TV, maybe? I think it's Offline TV, yeah. Their Offline TV brand and everything, like, there was some guy in their, like, Offline TV group or brand that there was, like, drama with a while ago, and it's this big fucking saga. And there was like DMs getting leaked, and it was this big back and forth, and every response was like, oh my god, the guy is right. Oh my god, Pokey is right. Oh my god, the guy was actually right, and Pokey is evil for having tricked us. Oh wait, Pokey was right the whole time. The guy is evil for having us, like, not believed her. It's like, it was just this whole back and forth. I don't think it was Fedmeister. I think it was like, oh, it was Fedmeister. The Pokimane leading Fedmeister on drama. Yeah. That shit was crazy, dude. The amount of back and forth there. It definitely seems like Pokimane, from what I remember of that drama, was maybe a little in the wrong there. And I remember feeling as though my opinion of her was permanently changed by that. Like, there was some iffy stuff that came out of it. On both ends, to be fair, from Fedmeister and Pokey. But, yeah. My point being, she is a very controversial figure. Pokimane is a very, very controversial figure. I simply cannot stress enough how controversial she is, how mixed the internet's opinions of her are. Which is why you can probably guess what the internet's reaction was when this announcement came out. From Pokimane, it's finally here. Introducing my new company, Myna Snacks. Myna? I don't know. I could never find the perfect healthy snack that tasted good, so I made one for us. The Midnight Mini Cookies are made with real non-GMO ingredients plus added vitamin C. Alright, you know what no one is talking about here? The real criticism of Pokimane's tweet here? The non-GMO thing. Her unironically playing into people's fear-mongering about GMO ingredients. Genetically modified, like, shit. GMO shit is fine. GMO is based. The actual cringe shit here is her, like, actually playing into that fear-mongering. I don't like that. Not a big fan of that. Booba cookies. Anyway, so basically, gonna be real. White chocolate's not my thing. I probably wouldn't like these very much. Maybe I'll try them someday if I get the opportunity to try them and I don't have to pay for them. Like, I don't know. I don't really spend money on this kind of thing. But if I ever get the opportunity to try them, I definitely will. They look like they could be nice. And according to the ingredients list, they are actually quite healthy. So that's nice. Here's the thing, though. She's Pokimane, so very quickly people started to shit on her. Notably because the price. People found that there was a... Here, let me bring it up. People found that there was a similar thing, a Midnight Mini Cookie, available in stores that is significantly cheaper than the $17 per bag she was charging for hers, but Pokimane made a tweet response where she tweeted, "There's been some confusion about the product I launched, and I'm here to set the record straight." And she released a bit of a twitlonger type thing. The batch of Myna cookies we're currently shipping were made 3 weeks ago. They are not a drop-shipped product, and we own our formula. The cookies they are being compared to were also made by our manufacturer, Creation Foods, which specializes in healthy food. The compared cookies had one test batch sold before they were retired. Months later, we partnered with Creation Foods and fell in love with the flavor profile of the Midnight Cookie. We then decided to work together to refine and improve the formula, and we're really happy with the final product. While the ingredients list may look similar, they are entirely different in terms of ingredient quality, quantity/ratios, sourcing, the size/texture of the cookie, and of course the added vitamin D. Refining the formulas is a very common practice in the food industry, plus around 70 to 80% of foods you see in grocery stores are white labeled. While everything she says there is true, it was definitely jarring to see that the label on, like, the ingredients list on her cookie and the one that's in the stores was exactly the same besides the added vitamin D. And to be fair, she also adds, pricing. Making a healthy and quality snack with real gluten-free ingredients and added vitamins. So gluten-free for a lot of people is just a shitty food trend, but there are a lot of people with celiac disease that can't eat gluten. They can't process it, so that's fair. And added vitamins is not a cheap practice. If you've been following me for some time, you know I rarely take sponsorships because I try to be mindful of promoting or endorsing products. She did okay. This is something I can say about Pokimane that is unprecedented for content creators. She literally locked her subs a while ago. Like, she locked her income. Like, she doesn't take sponsorships and hasn't for a long time, and she locked her income so people couldn't give her more money. She literally made it so there was a limit on how much money she could make from people supporting her. This is a while ago, and she's done it, and she's kept that up this entire time. It's been going for a while. She did this. She has actively chosen to significantly limit the amount of money she makes because she just doesn't need it. That is a level of walking the walk that is scarce in the streamer space. Hassan would certainly never do something like that. Never in a million years would Hassan do what Pokimane did there. Pretty respectable. Oh, my lights just shut off because the timer ran out. Hold on. There we go. It's always so, like, such a jump scare when that happens, like, in the middle of the night, like, really immersed in a game, and it just suddenly cuts to black. I'm like, what? Did the power go out? And I'm like, oh, wait. I just gotta turn the lights back on. Anyway, yeah, so, like, considering she's walked the walk in that respect, I believe her. I do believe her to an extent. Here we go. I cap my donations, and frankly, if I wanted a cash grab, it'd be silly to do that through a startup because they're extremely unlikely to profit in the first few years. Plus, any profits we make go directly back into creating more quality products. I'm inclined to believe her here, to be completely honest. I am inclined to believe her. I genuinely am. Doing this whole startup thing that she's done here is not in any way, shape, or form guaranteed to be a good business decision. It is actually a pretty dumb business decision, especially when she is on top of that capping her income. Capping her donos, subs, and donations and stuff. Like, that is actually pretty believable. Look at, like, Feastables, too, by the way. Like, listen, I've had Mr. Beast Burger, and I've eaten Feastables. One, they are, like, mid-tier fast food and mid-tier chocolate in terms of flavor. I'm sorry, it's my opinion. And they are also fairly overpriced. The name is what you're paying for in a fair amount of the price. No one's giving Mr. Beast for this. Giving Mr. Beast shit for this. Or sorry, no one's giving Mr. Beast for this. No one's giving Mr. Beast shit for this. Anyone who were to give Mr. Beast shit for this would have a nuclear orbital strike fall on them from the rest of the internet. There would be a million copium-based excuses. I do think that this is pretty reasonable. I think it's fair to believe that Pokimane probably, like, had some dream of making a healthy snack food company. And she has the money to afford this failing. I'm sure she hopes it succeeds and she makes a lot of money off of it and ends up being a big, like, food empire. But I do actually believe that this isn't just a cash grab scam. If she wanted more money, she would uncap her donations. She would have never capped them in the first place. I think if Pokimane had left it at that response, she would have solidly won this entire thing. Just purely, solidly, and in my opinion, inarguably won this entire drama. She would have responded to all of the bullshit arguments that were being made about overpricing, about it being a copy of another brand. She responded to everything, and her responses were perfect. She debunked the accusations of her being money, like just cash grabbing, the claim that she was stealing another product, and the claim that they were overpriced because there were actually 3 packs in one bag. That's why they were $14 per bag, is it was actually 3 bags per bag. So you're getting 3 times the cookie for like 2.5 times the price. It is actually much more worth it. It was actually a markdown. So with that in mind, if she just left it there, I think Pokimane would have absolutely taken the W. Here's the thing, though. Just like with the Fedmeister drama, she has this problem of responding off the cuff on stream. And it has historically never gone well for her. And it didn't go well for her this time. This clip came out today, and it is what everybody is talking about right now. This is a quote tweet that says, when it's estimated 75% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, this really just feels so distasteful. This is in response to what Pokimane said on stream, responding to the hate that she's been getting. Like I said, if she just left it at her tweet response, she would have won.
When people are like, oh my god, $28 for cookies? It's 4 bags. That's $7 a bag. I know,
4 bags, sorry.
I know math is hard when you're an idiot, but like if you're a broke boy, just say so. Anyways, when people...
So she got clipped. Clipped by Keemstar. Yes, she got clipped by Keemstar. And the clip from Keemstar is currently sitting at 21,000 likes and 20 million views. Granted, views on Twitter are fake, but that's still a lot. No doubt that actually engage with this. Yeah, she kind of just gave herself the L by responding like that. I don't know if you guys remember, but this has been very evocative to a lot of people of this. A lot of people are comparing it to this.
$5 a month.
A lot of people are comparing it to that. The fucking $5 a month meme. The classic. A lot of this is the fact that a woman dared to slip up with her wording on stream. Let's be real. A lot of this is that a woman dared to slip up with her wording on stream. But also, she really could have just taken the W if she didn't respond live. I get why she wanted to have like an epic dunk, but she really shouldn't have said that. When you're sitting in a very, very wealthy setup, and you're very wealthy, when you've got the things that she has, you can't shame people for being poor and expect people not to give you shit about it, especially when she has so many times in the past made commentary on the financial position of lower income people. So the fact that she's made an insult where the insult itself is just, you are poor, lol. When you've tried to present yourself as like at least a somewhat pro-working class, like progressive leaning person in the past, and you've made you insult people by saying you're poor. That's a yikes from me, dog. That doesn't fly, you know? That's not gonna fly well, at least with me and a lot of people. It's not a good look. It's not a good look.